was right about the shoe. The shoe was not the same in the pic shown in court as the shoe pulled from the evidence bag by Trooper Bukake.
And you mentioned you're at the hospital. There was a sneaker. One.
Yes.
Bukake! Bukake!
Woo! Good evening, friends. Happy Monday, if there is such a thing. It's good to see you guys. Today's President's Day, isn't it? Yeah, man. Happy Forefathers Day. Yeah, man. So there's a lot of chatter going on right now about and I just stumbled onto this video last night. And this person, I don't belong here, Samantha something, I don't belong here, made a video praising Lana from Truth and Transparency for having proven that Lank had John O'Keefe's phone. Now, on the early morning hours of January 29th, 2022. Cherry doesn't really keep up with all this shit. We haven't really talked. We haven't really talked in the last day or so, but she yeah, already she's I mean, we're not going to go there yet. I'm going to give Lana the benefit of the doubt. What we're going to do now, and I'm being serious here because, you know, it happens, you know, sometimes people Forrest Gump shit. It happens, you know, and that's awesome. And, you know, if this is a big breakthrough, then let's explore it and find out if it's actually a big breakthrough. And I will give. I mean, I think it's pretty fair to say that I'm pretty fair at this point. It's fair to say at this point that I'm a fair guy. That if I'm wrong, I can admit that I'm wrong. But I'm not saying that I'm wrong. I'm saying I am questioning the source. And we're gonna watch the video. Okay, we're gonna give Lana a chance. All right. Because it is no secret that I'm not crazy about truth and transparency. There's quite a history. I was going to do a petty stream on her, and the cards have just not called for it quite yet. But now, sometimes, if there's like I said, I mean, if somebody does something, if it's somebody who I don't even care for very much, if they turn out to do something that is noteworthy, I will always give them credit for it. And so I want to explore this and take a look. Now, and nothing at all, but the words are coming out, and I'm beginning to down is done anything, You guys ever see Toxic Avenger? Not the new one, the original. Fucking great song. I don't know why I've been listening to that song a lot lately. I have no idea why. My brain does what it does. I have no idea why. Let's take a look here real quick. Let's take a gander here. Now let's watch. First, let's watch. Let's just watch Samantha's video. Okay. And so far, I mean, I like Samantha. I do. I'm not sure if her reaction was merited. I will say that her title is some fucked up clickbait. I will say that. I mean, that's just irresponsible. The title, if you can see it at the top here, I'll just minimize it. Proof who killed John O'Keefe with an exclamation point, not a question mark, an exclamation point. Proof who killed John O'Keefe. This is definitive. This right here, basically, this video is now claiming to contain proof of who killed John O'Keefe. When the big question is, was it Higgy? Was it Colin? Was it Brian Albert? Was it, I mean, who the fuck was it? Was it Jen McCabe? You know what I mean? There's a lot of questions as to who actually killed John O'Keefe. So this is a very misleading title. But I don't know. She seems to be pretty overzealous if you watch the video, which we will do right now.
And justice is, as any reasonable person would tell you, the finding of the truth.
No.
Boy, we have a problem here.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. I can't. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
I just washed up my face. I was going to bed.
And that's nothing against her. Like, it's just that type of music is one of my peeves. It's a me thing, not her.
And it just happened. I was about to brush my teeth. I put on YouTube just to catch up, right? Because I'm knee deep. I'm studying. I'm trying to get ready for like the biggest test of my adult life, my academic career coming up in a few days.
Right on.
And Lana from Truth and Transparency, she did it.
She did it.
She did it.
She said it twice. She did it. Let's find out if she did. Let's explore, find out if she did.
She gave us the absolute undeniable proof that we have needed for a very long time. That
Now,
proves people
I have to point out, though, also, because I know that there's going to be a lot of criticism coming at me about you just don't like Lana, so you're going to look for any reason to debunk this, and you're going to look for any reason to trash this, so on and so forth, right? Okay. But I wasn't nearly as inclined to go over this until I got the impression that there were a lot of people that were pushing this seemingly because Lana did this. Like, that's what got my red flags going too. So I just want to point that out. Like, I haven't said shit, but there's been a lot of, well, I did say a little bit during my, but I also said that I had not explored this yet. I don't know. I want to get to the bottom of it. It was just that the video was very clickbaity, and that kind of put me off. And so I'm like, all right, you know, so yeah, I definitely got off on a negative foot here, and that might, I'm going to do my best. I want to be very clear that I'm acknowledging that that could affect my opinion, but I want to make a genuine effort to not let that happen. But I will say that before anybody starts jumping to the conclusion that I'm just out to get Lana on this, I also find it a little weird. Before I even did this live stream, there's a lot of talk that want to make her out to be like, are really pushing this to be true because it's Lana saying it. So, like, before you call me out, check yourself too, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And you may have the right to call me out on this. We'll see. I don't know how this stream's gonna go.
in that house killed John O'Keefe. Not that we didn't know. Not that I haven't been screaming and yelling for as long as you've known me. But Lana, I love you, sister. You will go down in history for this one. You guys know there's been a lot of controversy about that. And
now, this video was put out at like 5 a.m. So
I said, who the hell knows? Because clearly Carrie Roberts did not have the phone, though she says that she picked it up when she picked up the blankets. This is about the cell phone. So she is going to tell us where was John O'Keefe's cell phone that morning and how she figured it out.
Starts moving. See that? See how it did not move from 6:21 and 21 seconds to 6:26 and 17 seconds? In order for me to talk about 6:26 time frame, I have to go to the 13-minute mark of the video.
all right. So right here, she has John O'Keefe's movement records right here from his Apple Health data, right? So what I'm trying to understand is, how did Lank get the phone? If he got the phone, and where's all the movement in between? Because the last thing here is 12:32, 16 a.m. before it goes to 6:11 and what looks like 30 seconds a.m. Let me enlarge that for you so you get a better idea, more or less. So that's what I'm looking at now. And I also need to know what the purpose was. Like, okay, Lank had the phone. Why? Why did Lank have the phone? For what purpose? To create movement in the Apple Health data? What purpose? If the phone was under John, okay, let's break this down. So I'm hearing chatter too that Carrie Roberts probably gave Lank the phone when she got it from him when doing CPR. Okay, why? For what? For what purpose? Yeah, Carrie handed it to him on camera. Okay. All right. So, and then what? And then what? I mean, again, I listen, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm missing here. 420. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Welcome to Logic. No, let's give the video a chance here.
1 and 21 seconds to 6:26 and 17 seconds. In order for me to talk about 6:26 time frame, I have to go to the 13-minute mark of the video. If you go to the 13-minute mark of the video, which I'm doing right now, okay, you're going to see, okay, 13:01. There's a vehicle that is approaching the scene. And this is at 13:07. You can see this vehicle approaching the scene. This is none other than Sergeant Lank. Now, what happens here? Sergeant Lank gets out of the vehicle. Holy shit. Literally at the same timestamp, and I'm going to show you, at the same timestamp that Lank gets out of the vehicle and starts walking, guess what John O'Keefe's phone starts doing? At 6:26 and 17 seconds, John O'Keefe's phone starts moving. Don't believe me? Check it out. Well,
And I'm muted. I know I'm muted. Please don't type it in the chat. It's going to drive me crazy. Too late. So, okay. She's saying the time stamp. So John O'Keefe's phone starts moving when Lank pulls up to the crime scene when he first shows up. So why wasn't John's phone showing any movement on the trip to the crime scene if Lank had the phone the whole time? Is that what they're claiming, that Lank had the phone the whole time? So Carrie handed it to him on camera, supposedly. Is the argument, again, let's watch this, because I feel like I'm asking, is the argument that he had the phone the whole time and then placed it? Like, I don't get it.
guess what happens when you get into a car and you drive over from your house to 34 Fairview? The phone's not going to take any steps when you're driving in the vehicle. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
that's what she's saying. She's saying there's no movement, that the phone is not going to take any steps when you're driving in the vehicle. So she's saying, if I'm understanding her correctly, she's saying that Lank had the phone the whole fucking time, implying that Higgins, when he came to the Canton Police Department, gave Lank the phone.
Now, after that, we're going to go back over here. So what you can start doing is during this period of time at 6:26. So what I basically am showing you is that Lank is arriving to the scene with John O'Keefe's cell phone. Now, Lana, how did that possibly happen? Well, I'm going to tell you how that happened. Remember at 6:04 and 10 seconds when the phone started taking a walk for 432 steps? See that? 432 steps. 6:04 and 5 seconds to 6:11 and 30 seconds. The phone takes 432 steps. Okay. Then you have from 6:11 and 30 seconds to 6:15 and 34 seconds. You have a 4-minute window. Okay. You have a 4-minute window.
Right.
Of which, wait, weren't we saying that we were light on cars at the house? Weren't we saying that, I don't know, where's the Ford Edge? John O'Keefe's phone starts moving before anybody gets out of that SUV to go over to perform any type of life-saving measures. Okay. So when was Lank employed to like, hey, help out, do this, do that? Okay. Well, what it looks like to me is that somebody took 432 steps, which is an average of 57.5 steps per minute during the time frame of those minutes that I just told you, 6:04 to 6:11. Then it looks like somebody got into a vehicle, and it looks like it was drove for about 4 minutes. And wait, doesn't Lank just live right down the street? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. Okay. And then that's Lank. Where's the Ford? Of which, wait, weren't we saying the phone starts moving before anybody gets out of that SUV to go over to perform any type of life-saving measures? Okay. So when was Lank employed to like, hey, help out, do this, do that? Okay. Well, what it looks like to me is that somebody took 432 steps, which is an average of 57.5 steps per minute during the time frame of those minutes that I just told you, 6:04 to 6:11. Then it looks like somebody got into a vehicle, and then it looks like it was drove for about 4 minutes. Wait, doesn't Lank just live right down the street?
How does it?
Yeah, he does. Okay.
How did
And then
hold on?
I just
Where
showed you that.
how did she get to that conclusion? How did she get to that conclusion? That it looks like somebody got into a vehicle with it and drove off. What do you mean? Hold on a second. Because I can't. I'm trying to give this the benefit of the doubt, but I'm having a hard time.
Which is an average of 57.5 steps per minute during the time frame of those minutes that I just told you, 6:04 to 6:11. Then it looks like somebody got into a vehicle, and it looks like it was drove for about 4 minutes. And wait, doesn't Lank just live right down the street?
How was she telling that it got into a vehicle and drove? How is she getting? Where is she getting that? I mean, if she could tell me that it did, okay. If she could show me it did get into a vehicle and this is how I know, okay.
Yeah, he does. Okay. And then I just showed you that when you would get out of a car, so when you get out of a car, that's why John O'Keefe's phone would have here at 6:15 to 6:21. That's why there's steps, because the phone was, whoever had it got out of a vehicle and took steps with it and then passed it off to Sergeant Lank. Now, next. After I figured this out, I said,
I'm confused. I thought Sergeant Lank drove. Okay. I thought Sergeant Lank drove to the crime scene with the phone. Isn't that what she initially said? Okay. All right. Maybe she's looking at these 12:30 ones. Maybe she's talking about earlier.
because the phone was, whoever had it got out of a vehicle and took steps with it and then passed it off to Sergeant Lank. Now, had it 6:15 to 6:21, got here at 6:15 to 6:21. That's why there's steps, because the phone was, whoever had it got out of a vehicle and took steps with it and then passed it off to Sergeant Lank. Now,
okay, she said 6:15. She said 6:15. So no, like everybody's already at the scene. The 911 call is placed at 6. They find him at 6. At 6:15, there's already first responders arriving to the scene. So
after I figured this out, I said, I want to try to debunk my theory. So I have to see it all the way through, meaning you guys see all of these timestamps right here. And I'm able to go all the way until 8:31 and prove that it was with Sergeant Lank. And then it was then from 8:31, it sits until about 11:05, as you can see here if you zoom in. So I wanted to prove that Officer Lank had the cell phone and it was given to him prior to him arriving to the scene. Now let me show you how I complete this.
Okay, so that is what she's saying. That it was given to him prior to arriving at the scene.
This is equivalent to John O'Keefe's phone stopping with any movement from 6:34 in 44 seconds to 6:36 in 16 seconds. So I have a minute and 40 seconds of downtime when his phone is not moving. John O'Keefe's, okay? Now check this out. The same time that Officer Lank stops moving and gets into a vehicle, which is Seraph's right here. At that same time, John O'Keefe's cell phone stops moving. Okay? And then watch what happens in this 1 minute and 40 second exchange.
Good. So I'm just responding to a scene now. We have a Boston police officer that was just found in the snow here and does have some trauma to his head. Not sure if he's been in a fight or whatever. Our medics don't believe he's going to make it. I'm doing my best to try to preserve some sort of a scene down here, but it's fucking brutal, with the weather. Yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned that he's a Boston police officer also.
I'm going to section her so we know where she is. Yeah, Karen Gilbert.
Yes, sir. Sergeant Lank, L.A.
So I was able to determine that Good didn't have the phone here. He's walking all over the place. The phone's not moving. Throw him out. He also walks at different times, but the phone's not moving. So Good's gone.
And
Control on.
no worries. L.A. N.K. 34. We're at 34 Fairview, Fairview Road, and that's here in Canton.
You know, please pay attention to what Officer Lank is about to fucking do.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, thanks. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, here it comes.
Stevie, I'm just going to take a picture of. Is this your screen here, Steve?
What's that?
Is this your phone that I'm looking at?
No. Why do you want it?
No, I'm going to take a picture of it.
Officer Lank just plays so fucking dirty and plays it off to Steve and Sarah and says, hey, is this your phone? He's like, is this your screen? I'm just going to take a picture. Is this your screen? Is this your phone? No, that's not my phone. Ready? And you guys should all be wondering, like, wait, huh? He's playing dumb and trying to make it seem like, because he's got a car radio in there, he knows the dash cam's on, he knows it's audio. Okay? And he is trying to sell it like there's this phone that's just in Officer Seraph's vehicle. Okay? Ready? Listen to what else he does.
I think that's not his phone, Mike. 682.
And then Seraph says, I think that's his phone. I think that's his phone.
Do you have his phone? I have. No, I have.
Do you have his phone? And like, who's he? You know what I mean? Who's he? Listen to what Lank says.
The suspect. Phone, Mike. 682. Do you have his phone? I have. No, I have the suspect.
I have the suspect. I have the what? I have the suspect's phone. So I was able to time all this up a second way to make sure that he was actually in the vehicle when I think that he's in the vehicle, right? So it was like a triple way that I checked, and that was through Officer Devers' radio communications. Thumbs up. He's in the vehicle during the.
Okay. All right. If anything sounds shady about that to me so far, based on all the other facts of the case that we already know, is that they said we have the suspect's phone. That tells me that they've already concluded in their own minds that Karen Reed struck John O'Keefe with her vehicle. That is shady to me. And that they have her phone already, but they don't have Karen Reed's phone yet. So that's what's shady. But he did say the suspect's phone. What suspect? Who's the suspect? So let's let Lana continue here. Because I definitely admit that what I'm hearing sounds shady. But a lot of that does have to do with the fact that I think all of these fuckers are already shady. I already think they're shady. So that has a lot to do with it.
Downtime in this little window, okay, when Officer John O'Keefe's phone is not moving. Then, I cannot make this up. Again, I encourage you to debunk this. Here it goes.
Thank you. Do you want to go talk to them at the front door? Yeah.
Do you want to go talk to them at the front door? And then Lank says right then, he says, is this yours? Is this yours? Asking how good about this phone. Watch this. I'll let you listen to it again.
Do you want to go talk to them at the front door? Yeah. Nope. Might be ladies.
It might be one of the ladies. Nope. It might be one of the ladies. Okay. So it wasn't like he just got into this vehicle and saw this phone. Okay. No. The phone has been moving with this man. And now the icing on the cake here is that if you go back to look at John O'Keefe's cell phone's movement at 6:36 and 16 seconds, like I just said here. So for a minute and whatever the change ends up being, let's see, 1:30.
All right. So I get it now. The movement matches. He's talking about a phone. They can't identify whose phone it is. They're like, whose phone is this? I don't know whose phone this is, which is already weird in and of itself. Is that your phone? Why does he even want to take a picture? Like, that is what I find bizarre. The whole exchange, I agree with Lana in that sense, is the entire exchange verbally between these officers is definitely bizarre. But I don't know what the purpose of it is. But I'm still not even close to being convinced that Lank had the phone prior to arriving to 34 Fairview. I'm not there yet. No, I'm not even close to there yet. Because why wouldn't Why wouldn't there be more steps taken? People have to walk to their cars, right? To and from their cars, right? Why aren't there more steps taken? If the last bit of movement was at 12:31, then why is there absolutely no more movement until 6? That doesn't track to me at all. Now, is there something fucking shady going on? For sure. There's already something fucking shady going on. I just think that we're probably looking down the wrong scope, you know, down the wrong direction.
6:34 to 44. Yep, you're looking at 1 minute and 45 seconds, 1 minute and 43 seconds. And that's exactly what he was in that cop car for. Then he starts to walk. And now what is he going to go do? He's going to go with Officer Good into the house.
Now, FYI on this, Officer Good does not go into the house here. They say that they do during trial, but none of the witnesses claim to have seen Good until after the fact. So during this time that Lana's about to tell us about, it's Lank alone. All indications are that Sean Good was not in on any of it.
Well, John O'Keefe's cell phone says that at 6:36 and 16 seconds to 6:43 and 19 seconds, 192 steps will be taken. Now, during the testimony of Lank, okay, he said that he never went upstairs, downstairs. He just went in and that they sat at a table or right there in the kitchen and that they did this little interview. We take it.
All indications are that Sean Good was not in on any of it.
Well, John O'Keefe's cell phone says that at 6:36.
I don't know, man, because it sure as fuck sounded like Sean Good knew about that party and was bummed that he got stuck at work. It sure sounds like that to me.
In 16 seconds to 6:43 and 19 seconds, 192 steps will be taken. Now, during the testimony of Lank, okay, he said that he never went upstairs, downstairs. He just went in and that they sat at a table or right there in the kitchen and that they did this little interview. Okay. Well, John O'Keefe's cell phone takes 192 steps. And then from 6:43 to 6:55, the phone is not going to move at all. Okay. It's going to stay stationary. And I shit you not, John O'Keefe's cell phone at 6:43 and 31 seconds to 6:55 in between that time period of when basically the phone's stationary, it says between that time period, one flight of stairs resurrects. And so it's either at the tail end of the of when it's going to start moving then at 6:55, or it's right before the phone's going to stop moving for that significant period of time, which is indicative of being in this house and you either went in, were walking all over and went down into the basement and then came up and sat down and then were stationary for 12 minutes. Okay.
See, the problem I'm having with all this is like, what's the point? Like, why would he have the phone? Is anybody asking that question? Why would Lank have the phone prior to? Okay, the answer to that, the easy answer to that is, well, to try to get in it, to try to manipulate the data, find out what's in there, whatever. So the only way to find out if that is the case, then we have to find out if there is activity of people trying to get into the phone between 12:30 and 6. Right? How'd they get the phone? Well, how they would have gotten the phone is Higgins would have given the phone to Lank when he went, or to somebody at Canton PD when he went there late that night. That would be the most obvious answer, that Higgins, when he went to Canton PD late that night, which we know he did, would have given somebody there the phone. It's just Irish member for 19 months. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Cherry. Thank you. Yes. Happy birthday, Cherry. Cherry loves cheese. People, cheese emojis. So already this whole fucking thing is a mess. The video that is going over this, validating what we're watching, is titled Proof Who Killed John O'Keefe with an exclamation point. And so far, there's nothing to even resemble that. So I'm curious because, again, I have to, I just, let's see. Yeah, ooh, the chat is pretty split. I like it. But most people are thinking no. Because, I mean, again, there's a motive behind every action, dude. Not just every crime, but every fucking action. And we are talking about a crime here. But there's a motive behind every single one, right? And one of the most basic ways to try to figure out if a crime took place is to figure out what the motive would be. Is there a motive, and what would the motive be? Right? What's the motive of John O'Keefe's phone going from 34 Fairview Road to where? I mean, it's at 34 Fairview Road from 12:30 to 6. I mean, it just is. What are we talking about here? Because if Higgins took the shit back to the Canton PD, they would have been tinkering with it. They would have been trying to get into it. They would have been doing there would have been all kinds of actions taken that are logged into the data that would have raised all kinds of questions. And to act like Karen Reed's defense team would have missed this is insane to me. It just is. Like, you think this would have gotten over Bob Alessi's head, much less a team that Bob Alessi was on with Karen Reed as active as she has been? Karen Reed knows this case fucking back to front, dude. Every single little detail, anything. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. What?
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
How dare you?
KH, thank you so much. If John O'Keefe dropped and his phone was left alone until being taken to Lank, would explain the temp changes and the stationary status until the 400 steps. Lank is who always bailed the Alberts. No, I'm aware of Lank's relationship with the Alberts. I'm perfectly aware of it. And that is a very, very valid point. That is a fantastic argument. The temperature changes is a thing, but I don't think that the temperature changes is enough. That's my issue. I don't think that that's enough. I don't think that the phone ever left 34 Fairview. I believe that the phone had, I think that things happened with the phone, but I don't think that it ever left 34 Fairview. And I know that there was an attempt to open the phone at one point, but there would have to be steps that were taken from one point to the other around when the time that the face opening, the face attempt to open the phone failed, right? Somebody tried to open that phone and it failed. What time was that? Does anybody know? Because again, I'm not completely like, I'm still, we're here, dude. We're exploring this. I'm not dismissing Lana's theory here just yet. We're playing devil's advocate and we're getting to the bottom of it. That's all we're doing here. It was around 12:30 sometime. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much information in this case. I don't know. I mean, let me see something real quick. I still have Sleuthy Goosey's spreadsheet here. I just don't know where to look for that. There's Apple Health. I have the Apple Health data right here. But this is all, I mean, it's all mixed up. It's Jennifer McCabe's and John O'Keefe's. But I don't need the Apple Health data right now. What I need is the, I need to know when the attempt to get into John O'Keefe's phone with Face ID happened and failed. I don't think I'm crazy. I think I remember that happening. I just don't remember when it was. Right. I mean, that you don't think that they sat there and fucking went over John O'Keefe's phone like meticulously for God knows how long to prepare? Like, I guarantee you that Karen Reed and her defense team combed over everything involving John's phone. I guarantee it. Like, you're going to tell Alan Jackson that he missed this? I'd like to see you do it. Are you going to tell Bob Alessi that he missed this? I'd like to see you do it. I'm just saying. What do you think, Bob?
What could be more egregious? What could be more misleading than that? And what could be more important?
12:32 a.m. 12:32 a.m. tells me that John was still somewhat conscious, which is my original theory, most people's original theory. John was somewhat conscious, but his face could have been bloodied or it was too dark and facial recognition couldn't happen. Or someone tried. And then they just left the phone with him. But I absolutely so far have no reason to believe that that phone ever left the property of 34 Fairview that night. Thank you, Genitalia. Oh my God. Genitalia. Dude, listen, you absolutely win handle of the day. If someone took it, phone would have shown steps to get to phone to Lank, right? I don't think it moved. Thanks for reviewing all this, Will. Right. I'm just not going to overlook that one thing right there that is just too important to overlook. I mean, no fucking way that I'm going to sit here and just listen to a bunch of people, you know, because they're so adamant about the steps lining up. Okay. Is that a coincidence? It's a hell of a coincidence. But, I mean, it doesn't make sense as to where there would be no steps. And the fact that it happened right at John O'Keefe's time of death, where they tried to open the phone, nowhere in between that. It would have had to have taken time to get to Lank's house down the street, even a couple of minutes. There had to have been steps to go get to the vehicle that drove to Lank's. To get out of the vehicle, to get into Lank's. Unless they sat in the driveway. Fair enough. But by then, it would have been 12:36, maybe. 12:34. 12:33 even. You know what I'm saying? Like, where they tried to get into the phone. And that's the only attempt that they had. There was no, somebody tried to type in a bunch of different passcodes. If they were trying to get into the phone, they wouldn't have just tried Face ID. They would have tried to try different passwords and shit. Where's all the activity on the phone? Because if there's no activity on the phone, I don't see any reason why it would have left 34 Fairview in the first place. There's no purpose for it. Why? To do what with it? To have it on you? No movement whatsoever because it was in a car. I call bullshit on that. It had to have taken steps to get to the car. It didn't transport itself to the car. It didn't just teleport. So right now, as of now, I'm having a real hard time.
Or you walked all around, then you sat down, did your 12 minutes, and before you left, you're like, I have to use the bathroom, and they told you to go upstairs and use the bathroom upstairs. This is, without a doubt, it's all right here. So when they go inside here, Lank has his phone. He's in there getting these steps in. And then if you fast forward, so I want you guys to see what count starting. You can see how many steps he's going to take here. And then it's him and Good up the driveway. You're going to see it right here. There's one. And two right behind each other. There they go. And now if you actually watch it from Good's camera, it's even a better angle. 56:27 mark. If you go to the 56:27 mark, you are going to see. So I'm just going to start at 55, 56. So you can see the 56:27 mark. Can't make this fucking shit up. So again, on John O'Keefe's cell phone,
I mean,
it goes up a flight of stairs. And you guys, Lank just walked inside with.
I mean, that's not entirely accurate. You absolutely can make that up. You can, because I'm starting to suspect that it's absolutely made up.
The phone, and while he is inside that freaking house, John O'Keefe's phone registers a flight of stairs. And we're going to see right here, you're going to see Good and Lank come out. And then what do they start doing? They start grabbing the tape to put all the tape up, and then they start doing all like the crime scene. And that matches up with every single timestamp that you're going to see then.
Oh, listen, I'm not saying that there's nothing shady going on here. If you are getting that out of what I'm saying, you are absolutely misunderstanding me. I'm just saying that I don't buy that Lank had the phone before arriving to 34 Fairview, and he brought it with him. I'm saying that just doesn't track at all, just because it's taking steps. And if there's footage of Kerry Roberts handing him the phone, what time was that? What time did Kerry Roberts allegedly hand Sergeant Lank the phone? John's phone. Yeah, see, we're just not doing that, Connor. I'm sorry. We're just not fucking doing that. You know, not if it's, I mean, if I get it. If there's enough to suspect it, sure, I get it. But just saying, hey, these cops are dirty, so yeah, I'm going to draw the conclusion that Lank had the phone before he gets to before he even gets to 34 Fairview. Where are you getting that? Like at one point, even in the video, she just goes, we just have to assume it got to do a, we know it got to do a vehicle, right? Huh? Yeah. What? Why do you know it got to do a vehicle? When did it get into it? What vehicle? Where? What are you talking about? What vehicle? Did Lank have a Ford Edge? Does it matter? At least as far as, you know what I'm saying? Like, does it matter? Wouldn't there be steps to get to the Ford Edge and to get out of the Ford Edge to wherever? So the poll is at 50-50. I love that shit. Karma Harma First shoe had white sole, the other shoe had a black sole. Agreed. Thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, you're talking to, you know what I mean? When it comes to the shoe, I am not in any way, shape, or form trying to shut down any idea that these cops are shady as fuck. What I'm saying is I'm just not buying. I think that would count as misinformation and would be a distraction from what's logical and rational to conclude from if we're trying to prove corruption, going down the wrong rabbit hole is bad for trying to prove the corruption. Get what I'm saying? And yeah, man, sad news about Robert Duvall, man. He's one of my favorites, all-time favorites. Bummed about that. I mean, he was so old, you know. I knew it was coming soon, but yeah, really bummed out about that. I thought he had one or two more in him, you know. I mean, that's possible too. Totally. But where are the steps to get to his vehicle? Where are the steps to get from his vehicle back to like into his house? I mean, he went home, right? That's the theory. He went home. Like it just doesn't track. Like it just and for the simplest reasons. For the simplest reasons. It doesn't track for the simplest reasons. What am I looking at here, Cherry? I can barely see that. Okay. Okay. This is okay, those are steps taken. 1231 to 1232, 36 steps. And then that's it. One minute. 1232 is when John is pretty much presumed to have just been done. That's it. So, yeah, here, let me show you. This is, it locks at 1232 and not opened again. Okay, but was there an attempt to try and open it? I thought for sure that we heard that. So Carrie handed it to Mulaney. What time did she do that? Yeah, the Face ID was an attempt and a fail, right? No? Okay. Sherry says, yep. Okay, I'm looking, but only found it unlocked with Face ID at 1232. So it was unlocked at 1232. And then it locked again, right? That's what happened, wasn't it? That it was unlocked and then it locked again. It was some shit. Yeah, it unlocked and then it locked again, right? like immediately or something, right? Like I'm trying to remember because like this is all Berkshire Girl. I worked on Tender Mercies with Robert Duvall. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Yeah, so okay. So it locks. Again, what is the purpose of taking the phone off the property of 34 Fairview? And how? I mean, it took those steps, but that's it. Like it went to Lank's house. There's no activity on the phone anymore. There's no more attempts to get into the phone. No more attempts to get into the phone. So they unlock it and then it locks immediately, which basically tells me that it's got what's up, Nurse Kim? It basically tells me it's got a blackout mechanism, like my phone. If I unlock it, but I don't do anything with it, it blacks out almost immediately. It locks on its own. Right? So what I'm guessing is John was unconscious, or barely conscious, excuse me, unlocks the phone and then can't do anything. He's incapacitated. So then the phone locks. But there's no more action taking place with that phone at all. So what would be the purpose of Lank taking it from 34 Fairview to his house, what the fuck ever, and then coming back at 6 with it? And why aren't there steps within that time on the Apple Health data? Yeah. So I'm sorry. And I hate to do it, but this is where it matters and it comes into play. I have not done a stream yet talking about Lana, but I'm telling you, I could, and I just haven't done it. But if you knew the stuff that I knew, then you would look at this and go, this is just another one of her fucking harebrained wild shit. You know? I mean, because I'm still like, I get it. You're lining up the timestamps of the movement. Okay. But that just tells me that he got the phone after the fact. Now, again, I'm not saying that there's no shady shit going on with these cops in real time as we're talking about what's happening there. I agree. Well, I think we're all in agreement for that. But thank you, Burn Bright Karen. 1232 unlocked by face, locked by pressing the button, locked by pressing the button. Okay. No attempts after that. So that still, what was the purpose? What would be the motive behind Lank's taking it? For what?
On John O'Keefe's phone, which is 6:55 to 7:04, there's 298 steps. 7:05 to 7:14, 129 steps. Then there's only a little bit of a downtime, which is which is 2 minutes between 7:14 and 7:16. And so I'm going to use Good's camera to show you guys that. But literally, you can go back and you can check and you can see that all the timestamps from Good's camera, which shows the great angle of what Lank's walking around and doing and when he isn't walking around, when he is, and you compare it to none other than John O'Keefe's cell phone's movements.
Oh shit!
It pairs up perfectly. What this means is,
I should have taken your goddamn wrench, Bob. No, I was taking everybody's wrench. I missed yours, but you get to keep it. You're good. You're Bob. But We love you, Bob. Did Lank have John O'Keefe's shoe? That is the real question. And that is the real question. And that is exactly why you keep a wrench. No, everybody's going to get their wrenches back. I just have to get to the bottom of what's going on. But everybody's getting them back. But yes, this is why Defense Diaries podcast is one of the greatest podcasts of all time. Okay. Second only to Jay Brill. The Defense Diaries podcast spits facts. Okay. Facts. The real question is, what about the fucking shoe? Well, no, man, I had to do like a whole, I'm having a mod issue and I had to get to the bottom of it. And I took a bunch of wrenches to try to funnel the situation. Who the fuck is Jay Brill? Have you ever heard of God? Same guy. Who do you pray to? That's Jay Brill. Okay. It's not thinning the herd. I had to thin the herd in order to try to figure out what the problem is. I'm troubleshooting is what I'm doing.
Is that when Lank arrived at 6:26 and he jumped out of that truck, he had John O'Keefe's cell phone.
Let me also remind you, I promise you, I will show you all of this as soon as I have the time.
I'm sorry. I just don't buy it. What do you think, Bob? Like, I'd love to get your take on this. Bob just rolled up in here all innocent. I'm dragging him into some shit. This person is saying that because the timestamps of movement of Lank on the scene at 34 Fairview match to the movements of John O'Keefe's cell phone, that Lank had the cell phone prior to arriving at the scene at 34 Fairview. So either he was at the party or somebody brought the phone to him, but there's no steps like in between. There's no attempt to get into the phone. There's she's got to get, yeah.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. I think we got a super cat.
Dina, thank you so much, Dina. I'm ride or die, whether I have a wrench or not. Oh, you'll have one back. I just got to figure out what the fuck is going on. But yeah, everybody will have their shit back. Yeah. She thinks, I mean, it's really boils down to that. Like, I mean, that really is all you need to know. But like, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. I really am. Like, and like, dude, half of you guys think that this is for real. Okay.
But luckily, I've done a lot of police investigating already in this case. It's Mike Lank who changes the face sheet on the reports. It's Mike Lank who ultimately misrepresents Brian Albert's name in the report, won't list his name correctly, gives the wrong address, puts the Canton PD for Brian Higgins.
So if Lank changed the reports, okay, which he did, like he did fuck with the reports. I think that was already established. If that's the case, then why didn't he erase the steps? If he already had the phone and he's trying to cover up the fact that he had the phone, why wouldn't he erase the steps when he had the phone? Like, I just don't think it's sus that he had the phone on the scene. Somebody could have given it to him. In the heat of everything, if Mulaney could have been like here, and for all we know, that conversation was legit, where fucking Lank is like, dude, I don't even fucking know what fucking phone this is. Like, I don't know. Could be one of the, Mulaney gave it to me. If Kerry Roberts gave it to Mulaney and Mulaney gave it to Lank, then he's assuming that it's one of the ladies' phones, right? That explains that. Well, okay, but why no attempts to get in the phone? You see what I'm saying? What's the purpose of having the phone? You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to erase any fucking if you're going to erase any trace of it, right? You know what I mean? If you're trying to cover up the movement of it, then for what? You're trying to get in it, right? Why? Where's the attempts to try to get in the phone? And you're just going to have it in the car for what? Jay Sill. Brildu is the fastest rising new religion. It's like Hindu, but we wear the dot on our upper lips instead of our forehead. Well done, sir. Well done. I do know what you mean. I don't see the point of grabbing the phone before the shot goes down. Or before the shit goes down. Right. For what? And then to go through all this trouble to alter the records, to erase the movement of the phone, if that's the explanation as to why there's no movement in the Apple Health data, then we'll, okay, but what are you doing with the phone? For what? You're not doing anything. There's no purpose for it. There's no reason for it. And it makes perfect sense to me as to why Mulaney or why Lank doesn't even fucking know whose phone it is. I'm wondering why that person asked. I guess that was good. And he asks, like, whose phone is that? Like, what is that? Is that your phone? Let me take a, like, I don't really understand what that was, but
address. It's Michael Lank who does all the updates on the initial police reports for this case. It's not Sean Good. It's Michael Lank.
Right.
Now, I don't know whether or not...
And we're all in agreement. We're all in agreement that Michael Lank is probably the shadiest motherfucker out of all of them. As far as the Canton PD goes, definitely. He is so tied in with the Alberts. So he has all the motive in the world to protect them. For sure, for sure, for sure. We're all in agreement on that. I'm just curious as to, like, well, I'm not even curious. I'm just simply not convinced that he had the phone because I don't see the purpose behind it. I don't see the reason for it. It makes no sense. It sounds stupid, you know?
Good has some culpability, he might. But there is no question that just like you would suspect, because Mike Lank is indebted for whatever reason to these people, like he covered for Chris Albert, like he covered for Tim Albert, Michael Lank, without a shadow of a doubt, who lives by his own statement, by his own testimony, 4 minutes from the Albert home. And remember, he tells us that on cross-examination because Alan Jackson says, you just decided spontaneously that you were going to show up and start working?
All right. 4 minutes. He lives 4 minutes away. Where's Where's anything happening at 12:35 on that phone? Anything happening at 12:35 on that phone? 12:36. The killer is whoever gave him the phone. My whole thing is he didn't have the fucking phone. Not until later. Not until he arrives on scene. There's nothing that's convincing me that he had the phone prior. I'm not even seeing why Lana came to the conclusion that he had the phone prior to arriving at 34 Fairview.
On this morning, and he says, I would never not take this call. And then he says he was there very quickly because he lives 4 minutes away. And I can't be 100% sure, but I think he actually says he lives 4 minutes away. 4 minutes, which is exactly the distance that Lana is talking about from when that phone stops moving and then starts moving the moment he arrives at 34 Fairview, and we see him get out of the car. From the very beginning, there's been so much misrepresentation about this phone.
Where's the 4 minute action that she's talking about? Because I saw that the last thing that happened with the phone is that it locked at 12:32. That's it. Stopped moving at 12:32, locks, unlocks, and locks again via button at 12:32. I mean, is that true? Is that true? And opens again at 6:11. Okay. I mean, all I'm saying is somebody with Lana's credibility, she'd have to do a lot more than this. You know, this is not convincing me at all. And like Samantha here going to bat for her doesn't do anything for me either. It's not that I have anything against Samantha. I don't have anything against her. I think she's great, actually. It's just that the fact that my point being is the fact that she is going to bat for her still is not enough for me to. It was enough for me to give Lana a chance and look at what I'm looking at here, but I'm not convinced at all.
It calls into question so many things. It calls into question Carrie Roberts and why she's lying about having the phone that she very clearly did not have. This is not the last you'll hear of this from me, but I needed to get this out to you immediately because this is possibly the single most important development in this case to this point.
No, it's not.
Because as much as I believe in behavioral analysis, I'm not
that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, that's not the same thing. I mean, come on. I am I out of line by calling that out as a gross overstatement? Look at all the other shit in this case. Look at the 2:27 a.m. search. This is not the single biggest development in this case. Not even close. Like, it sounds like they're just trying to sell something. Like, that's what bugs me about it. It's like I feel like I'm being pitched something without enough data to back it up. You know, that's why it feels like a pitch, because there's a lack of data and there's a lot of confidence behind it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is wild. This is wild. she's like, Lana did it. Like, what? No, she didn't.
To use that in a court of law. But this, make no mistake, is absolute proof, not only that he had the phone, but that he had the phone before he arrived on the scene, and then he tries to lie about it.
That is not absolute proof of anything. No fucking way is that absolute proof of anything. Does it merit exploration? Of course it does. Sure, I will give her that. It absolutely merits exploration. This is why we're all here right now. We're exploring it. But what? The single most important development in this case. And that's it. This is it. This proves it. And this just went right under Bob Alessi's radar, huh? And Karen Reed's radar. Alan Jackson's radar, David Yanetti's radar, Liza Little's radar. You think this went under Liza Little's radar? Give me a fucking break. Like, I like to imagine things. I like to have my little imagination, and I like to picture. I like to fantasize that the Cerebral Ninja and Bob Alessi are sitting around watching this shit and just giggling. Like, straight up just giggling, going, dude, no. No. Like, that's totally, absolutely how I like to picture that, because this is not, again, like, if this would have been sold as, you know, hey, it's kind of weird that these, let's look into this. Let's all look into this. Okay. It's kind of weird that the steps match with, you know, the timestamps of the body cam footage and blah, blah, blah. You know, that would have been, that's okay. Let's explore that. That's fun stuff. Cool. You know, but to try to sell it like it's the fucking end all be all of proof that that there's corruption, that's not even close. What about the fact that fucking Michael Proctor had ties to the Alberts? That was quite a bombshell. What about the fact that Michael Proctor, or that Jen McCabe's vehicle was spotted at Michael Proctor's house? That's a bombshell. Okay, these are bombshells. You know, this is ooh, let's look into this and let's think about it. You know, maybe, I don't know. That's the extent of what that is. Not proof of anything. And the title is unbelievable misleading clickbait. Karen Reed's defense was focused on proving she didn't hit him, not who in Canton had John's phone. What do you mean? You're going to tell me everything, all of the meticulous fucking shit that Bob Alessi went through to prove everything as far as the Apple Health data and to disprove the Commonwealth's theories on it? You're going to tell me that they didn't look into that? Of course they. What, were you watching the trial? Sorry. I don't mean to insult you, but to say something like that seriously is wild to me. That they weren't focused on John's phone. John's phone is data. He's the victim. Of course, they're going to fucking comb that thing and every little bit of movement that thing's going to have. What are you talking about? Of course, they're going to be focused on John's phone. Information on John's phone could absolutely exonerate Karen Reed, and it absolutely played a part in doing so. Of course, they're going to look into John's phone. It's crazy to think that they wouldn't. Dina, thank you so much. Stop, Dina, with the money. 6-7 Solutions. Will runs his channel how he wants. You seem to keep bitching about it. Fuck off. Yeah, I mean, y'all can get mad about it all you want, dude. I mean, you can get mad at me all you want. I'm telling you that I've been following this case closely for the last 2 fucking years. And, you know, is that an interesting conversation to have? For sure. But that is at best what it is. It's not proof of anything. To say that it's proof is just flat out inaccurate.
He tries to deceive his fellow cops by saying, oh, how did this phone get here? Oh, is this yours? Whose is this? And you can see Mike Lank so obviously is playing both sides of this thing, right? He's saying on one hand, I don't know if there's been a fight or whatever.
And keep in mind, we're all in agreement here that Mike Lank is fucking dirty. I absolutely agree. I think he's a dirty piece of shit, for sure. I think he absolutely played a major part in this cover-up. I think that the majority of the people who testified for the Commonwealth in the first trial fucking had something to do with this cover-up. But I am in no way, shape, or form convinced that Mike Lank had that phone, and I can't even imagine why he would need it and what he would be doing with it other than trying to get in it, and for what reason. Why would he be trying to get in it? Are we asking that question? What the fuck good does him having the phone do for this cover-up? Are they going to get rid of it? Did they get rid of it? No, it ended up right back. They had his data. Which cop had it didn't matter when Carrie was saying she gave it to Lank. I don't know what that means. They had his data. Which cop had it didn't matter when Carrie was saying she gave it to Lank. Well, I mean, no. I mean, the thing is his the thing is we know Sergeant Good is suspended right now for what we don't know, but it has something to do with the Karen Reed case. Now, Lank, I don't know. That's another story. I don't know what's going on with Lank, but I don't think Lank has been rehomed yet. No. Yeah, we're all in agreement that everybody is fucking dirty in this goddamn thing, but there's no purpose to have the phone or to take to leave to take the phone from the property and then bring it back and then cover it up. Like there's no motive for that. It makes no sense why they would do that. And how that would be proof of anything. Okay, let's just say that happened. What does that prove? It proves that Lank's dirty. Okay. We already know that. Karen Reed has been exonerated. The foreman of the jury gets interviewed very recently, and he says, I knew something was off when I saw that footage of the tow truck, of the vehicle on the tow truck, and I saw that taillight. So it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. That's the purpose.
Ever try to make it look like he's not in bed with the Alberts, but at the same time, simultaneously is doing everything he can to cover up the truth. And of course, wouldn't you know it, they are ascending or descending stairs, precisely as Richard Green told us John O'Keefe's phone was. And
right,
although I'd heard it before, for some reason, I heard it again today when I was going back looking to show you the deception that I found in Brian Jr.'s buddy, Sarah Levinson, because make no mistake, there's a ton of it. Harder to see in her, but there's a ton of it. And what I found was that she admits they partied in Brian Jr.'s basement in high school.
See, I mean, honestly, and I say this like respectfully, you know, to anybody who's out there, man, like, I feel like there's a point that you get to where you're thinking too much about something, you know, and you're getting way too into something, and then you start to overthink certain things, you know, like I get it, like, and then is it like the desire to crack the case? Like, is that it? You know, because like I feel like when you're looking for something like this, when you're constantly thinking about something, and you're constantly fucking fishing for stuff, and you're combing through all of these documents and spending all this time doing that, you know, you're going to find something. If you're looking for something and you are so convinced that there's something to find, you are likely going to find something. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it means what you think it does. You're going to create something, you know, because again, the rationality is missing from all of this. You know what I mean? There's no rationality behind any of this. There's just okay. Oh my God, bombshell. Lank had the phone. Okay, why? Is anybody asking that question? For what? Lank took the phone, and he did what with it? What did he do with it? Why did he take the phone? What's the point of taking the phone? I love this. Yeah, I'm just shitting on it. I love that. That I'm just shitting on it, just to shit on it, right? That's what I'm doing. It's important to rule out the possibility. If he had it, then we could ask why. But no, and I see your point there. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that applies in this case. I feel like there's no reason to think that he took it off the property. It's a really irrational, strange act. And there's nothing that actually proves it. It's just theory. She just throws in that it got into a vehicle. There's no data to indicate that the phone entered or exited a vehicle. There's no data to indicate this at all. She just threw that in there and was like, well, this is my theory, and this proves, and then you've got Samantha doubling down on it, saying this is definitive proof and the most important piece, the most important development in this case. But I'm failing to see the importance of it. That's not shitting on it. I mean, Oh yeah, I agree. The chain of custody, Jody, is there is no chain of custody in this case. That's one of the biggest fucking problems with this case. This is why even before the first trial started, when I was going over all of these documents, I'm going, where is the chain of custody here? There is none. These are the most half-assed fucking documents I've ever seen. I'm like, how I'm failing to see the proof that Karen Reed did this. Like, is it the burden of proof on the prosecution? But I'm failing to see how they even remotely plan on proving that Karen Reed did this. And they never did. Lo and behold. Let's see. Will, you were missing the point. Lank was in charge of the report, so he had to take charge and take possession of the phone, being one of the friendlies. There's no point behind that. I'm not missing the point. You're saying, okay, Lank was in charge of the report. Got it. Lank had the ability and had the power, had the means to alter the report. Got it. So what was the motive to do it? For what? So he had to take charge and take possession of the phone, being one of the friendlies. Take charge and take possession of the phone. For what, though? What was the point? Just to have it? That's what you're telling me here. That's what, I mean, am I reading this wrong? Like, you're basically telling me in this comment, hey, man, he had to have it. Sloth Life, thank you. So did the phone levitate from Fairview to Lanks? I thought only Jay Brill could do that. Right. Well, Sloth Life, the argument is that Lank had the power to alter the reports. But I'm saying, like, why did he only alter it so much? You know? Why didn't he alter it to where the attempt to get in the phone wasn't there? Because that attempt raises a lot of questions. Did it not? The unlocking and then locking of the phone raised a lot of questions. So why, if he altered the report, then why didn't he take that off of the report? I mean, obviously not that sloppy. Because they've still gotten away with the cover-up, haven't they? Nobody's been indicted. Sloppy on purpose. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, guys, I'm just trying to, like, believe it or not, I'm actually trying to make sense of it. Like, I'm not going to make sense. I'm not going to make sense of it because I want it to make sense. I just don't do that. And that feels like what a lot of people are doing, is they're making sense of it because they just want it to make sense. Like, there seems to be this really want for this to be this big breakthrough in the case. And because I'm using a very logical method of process of elimination, you know, then, you know, I'm just shitting on a sound theory. Sorry, I'm not. There are things that are lacking from this theory that make it sound. Look at that. I'm with you, Will. It's not a fully formed theory. Like, as if we were right here, right there. It's not a fully formed theory. There are things that it's lacking that make me right, but it's not a fully formed theory, Cherry. And it's not enough to make me go, "Oh my God, what about that?" Like, there's not enough of there's not enough substance to this to make me in the coming future, when I'm pointing out shady things in this case, for me to use this as an example of something shady in this case. There's just not. There's a lot of other stuff, but this is not it.
That was a hangout spot. Could it be that that was a hangout spot again for the boys on this night? And could it be
is
that
Bo in
though
here?
this
What's
group
up, Bo?
all saw John come into the house, maybe they didn't see what happened because they were upstairs and the boys were downstairs. But that's how close Mike Lank is to the Alberts, that they're willing to show him the crime scene.
Yeah. Let's just boil this down to common sense too, which even I overlooked this very simple point. Makes no sense to remove his phone from the alleged crime scene. If the point is to frame someone for hitting him with the car, why take the phone from the crime scene? For what? It makes no sense. If the point is, if the whole cover up is okay, well, we're gonna make it look like he got hit by a car. Why would they remove his phone? Why would they take his phone? For what? What's the point of it? Makes no sense.
And they give him the phone and say, you deal with it. This is absolute definitive proof. This is a very serious problem.
Deal with it in what way? Here's the phone. Deal with it. Right? Okay. But deal with it in what way? What's he supposed to do with the phone? What, again, nobody's explaining that to me. What is Lank supposed to do with the phone once he has it? Makes no sense. If you're framing someone, if you're making it look like he got hit by something and disregarded, then his phone would be there and untampered with.
I ask you, I pray to you to please pass this message to anyone and everyone you know, because this case needs to be reopened immediately. You know it, I know it, we've all known it for a long time, but we have absolute evidence that these people are involved in some type of outright cover-up, that they murdered a police officer and then tried to pin it on the girl.
But that's not
It is the defense counselors.
But that's what you told me to listen to? That's just more selling it. Six, seven solutions. This is how Will goes over information. We do it all together. Shut the fuck up. We have some patience. You're pissing me. Don't. Well, stop pissing Dina off. Yeah, I'm with you here on that. That's not evidence. It's not. It is not proof in any way, shape, or form. There's nothing solid about that. Yeah, there's just nothing solid about that. I'm sorry. There just isn't. And a lot of you, 54% of you, think that that he had the phone the whole time. And not one of you in the comments have told me why. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not I'm just saying, don't get mad at me, dude. Like, all I'm doing is applying the heat to boil the water down. That's all I'm doing. I'm applying the heat that boils the water down. Now, do I think that Good knew about the party at 34 Fairview? Yes, I do. Do I think it's shady that these guys were talking like in code in one of those recordings and refer to somebody as the big guy, but wouldn't name? I mean, okay, they're talking about Karen Reed and witnesses, officers that could be witnesses, potential witnesses to hearing her say, could I have hit him? I think I hit him, or whatever the fuck, right? But in this phone call, they're very careful to not name any cops' names. And then when he says the big guy, he's like letting them know the big guy. Hey, the big guy. Like he stresses it. It's weird. That weirds me out, you know? Now, and I get it. There's some coincidences here about the timestamps. I get that, but it's not enough for me. Doesn't the phone start moving the second Lank gets out of his car? I mean, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had a pan shot of everyone, right? Literally everyone at that time, then okay, and you show me that Lank's the only one moving, okay, then I'll be like, oh, okay, that's fucking crazy. But that's not enough for me. I see no point of him having the phone. That's just, it's just, what that does is that creates more tinfoil hat shit. If you're sitting here and you're saying he had the phone, but I don't know why he had the phone, there's no reason why he would have the phone, but he had the phone, that just creates a bunch of, oh my God, well, let's go down this rabbit hole and find out why would he have the phone. And then you just start creating all this crazy shit in your mind, you know? And then, like, we're looking over here when we should be looking over here. That's why I, think it's irresponsible to go, this is definitive proof. There's nothing that's definitive about this. There's absolutely nothing that is absolutely definitive about this. And there's nothing about it that makes it proof. It is a theory full of holes. At best. Yeah, I have no reason to believe why that phone, it makes no sense to even fuck with it. It makes no sense to take the phone away from the crime scene. To take that kind of risk. It makes no sense. Random girl, thank you so much. In all fairness, after charging Karen, they will not be able to prosecute anyone else without ironclad proof. They successfully muddied the waters. Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. Now, again, there is, again, the conversation that Lana went over between the officers regarding the phone, I thought was shady. I just think it's shady for the wrong reasons. I think it's shady for different reasons. I just don't agree with her as to why it was shady. I think it was absolutely shady. But then again, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I find it weird that they're even discussing the phone and they don't know who it belongs to. That I find weird. But when I think about it and I think of possibilities, then I'm like, well, I mean, it could have gotten handed to him. And at that moment, he doesn't know why it was handed to him. He doesn't remember. Somebody could have been talking to him. Somebody else could have been like, hey, this is the phone of the, but here's the part that is very, very suspect. Here's the part that's very suspect. The part that's very, very suspect to me that she overlooked was that he said it's the suspect's phone. Why is there a suspect 15 minutes into the whole thing? Brooks was here. Thank you so much. What if it's not about Karen? Phone was taken looking for evidence. John knew of them. Could be a reason why he was killed. Birchmore possibly. Okay. I mean, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. There's nothing that proves that Lank took the phone off of the property. That's very important to keep in perspective. There's nothing that solidifies that Lank took the phone off of the property of 34 Fairview and then brought it back. There's no evidence of that at all. And then when you draw that conclusion without any evidence, then you start to go into the why because you have no why. So you start creating the why, which is what is happening right here, which is why it's important to avoid this. Because that muddies the waters. What if it's not about Karen? Phone was taken looking for evidence. John knew of them. Could be a reason why he was killed. Birchmore possibly. No evidence of that at all. Now, reason to entertain it as a possibility? Sure. But at best, that's it. There's no solid evidence to connect John O'Keefe with having anything knowledge about these people having anything to do with Sandra Birchmore, and he's deep undercover and blah blah. Dude, please with that shit. Please. Like, it's not healthy and it's not helpful to actually getting to the truth. No, somebody else did. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The phone still left. Where's the data that proves that the phone left? Where's the data that it got into a vehicle? Like Lana says. None of that data exists. That's why. And data is synonymous with the word proof. And there is no proof that phone ever left the property of 34 Fairview between the hours of 12:32 a.m. and 6:12 or 6:11. I like Sam too. I'm surprised that she doubled down on this the way that she did, because it's very weird. Because I'm telling you, she's saying it like it's proof, but she gave no actual proof. So Lana says that Matt Googled at 2:27 a.m. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, someone who does what Lana does, which is basically throw shit at the wall to see if it sticks, makes this a lot harder to believe, and also makes it weird to me that Sam was selling it as hard as she was. Bizarre to me, actually. Yeah, let me see something here real quick. I mean, like, and her next stream is to trash Turtle Boy. Like, that in and of itself says a lot, you know? That in and of itself says a lot. It sounds like she's in a lot of competition with Turtle Boy. And it's become political. I was watching who was I watching? Let me see. I just forget the name of their channel, but I like their channel. They're really nice. Something's off. And I could have just came in at the wrong time, but I found it weird that the subject of politics was being brought into Lana uncovering this. So, and I'm not going to get into politics. I don't think politics plays a factor at all. Like, that's what I'm here to say. I'm like, why are we talking about what does politics have anything to do with anything? You know, like, so I was just confused as to why there was politics being brought up. You know, I mean, people are free to talk about it. Somebody was like, you can't, YouTube rules say you can't talk about politics. Like, what? So I'm seeing people in the chat who don't know what they're talking about. And even the host of the show, she was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I never heard of that. Like, explain to me all of the channels that are politically based, that are monetized, that have like millions of subs. Explain to me Candace Owens' YouTube channel, how that works. You know what I mean? Like, explain to me Steven Crowder having a YouTube channel. Biggie Truck, thank you so much. Can you please put on a blue shirt with a gold triangle over the left breast and some pointy ears and break down this in a Mr. Spock voice? Love, Sulu. No. Not doing that. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm sorry. Like I've been, and I'm not trying to trash Sam. I'm not, but I can't just let that go. I've been covering this case for 2 years passionately. And this has become something that's been very important to all of us. And, you know, trying to sell something like with all that hyperbole, you know, that's simply not what she's selling it as. And I mean, down to the clickbait title, which was really weird. I think that that's irresponsible. And frankly, you know, it's counterproductive to the efforts that most of us have been trying to make here, you know, and that's not, and I'm just surprised because I've seen Sam contribute a lot of good things, you know? So I'm just a little surprised. That's all. Burn Bright Corn, thank you so much. Sam has taken the video down. Okay. Since my stream? Nah. No, it's right here. It's right there. She's got 40,000 views on it. She's not going to take that down. And it's still got the same title. It's right there. Like, yeah, like why would somebody say that she took the video down? That's fucking bizarre. It is up. Sam's not, yeah, like again, I'm not trying to trash her at all. Like I'm really not. Like I know I can do that. But I mean, I'm not gonna, again, like I've been too invested in this case for the last 2 years to not call something out that I find to be questionable, to say the least. That title is questionable. To sell Lana and her very loose theory as definitive proof is beyond questionable. It's bizarre. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, listen, yeah, I think Lana's crazy. I do. But, you know, I'm trying, I objectively looked for reasons to agree with her on this. I did. But it's silly to not ask questions. And I feel like all my questions were valid. If you can't come up with a simple why, nobody could. Nobody could come up with the why. Lank, this was proof that Lank took. First of all, there is no proof that Lank took the phone. There's no proof of that. There's stuff to ask questions. There's enough to ask questions. Did he take the phone? But there's no proof, definitive proof that he did. To say that that's proof is just wrong. It's irresponsible. Yeah, but that's all a fucking show. That's all a fucking show because it ends up going nowhere. Since when have you ever seen her like break a case? You know, like she always like acts like she did, but she never actually does. You know what I mean? Like, and for some reason, people try to sell her as this person to do it. It's very weird. On the cover up, of course. We all know that. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories. I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, why can't we just be YouTubers who just talk about the shit? You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with that? I do fine. I do fine. What's wrong with just being a YouTuber who knows their fucking place and just goes, you know what? Like, no, I know. I know. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying, like, what's wrong with just being a YouTuber who's just like, you know, like, hey, this is going on and this is going on, so let's talk about it. What do you think about it? It's perfectly innocent. Makes for a great conversation. It's all good. Everybody's happy. Why does everybody have to be the one to crack the case? You know what I mean? If she wasn't pushed out, said that Lana would have freed Karen if she wasn't pushed out or something like that. If she wasn't pushed out, how was she pushed out? Micronauts accomplished what feat? What happened, Mazza? Yeah, dude. Yeah. All of this, dude. I'm telling you, man, I got a petty stream on Lana coming. I do. But that's unrelated to this. You know what I mean? Like, my whole thing with this is more like, I expect this shit from Lana. So I'm not like shocked or mad, you know, like none of like that. But I am surprised at Sam for like doubling down on it and like selling it as hard as she did. You know, like it's just kind of weird. But I'm not upset about it. You know, I'm not like, you know, trying to like call people out and be like, oh, you suck. Like, you guys see me do that shit. Like, when people are shady and fucked up, you know, I do that. But, you know, like, I like the shows that she does with Loophole Lawyer. I like Loophole Lawyer. I like, you know, yeah, man. I like the interviews that Sam's done with Turtle Boy, you know. I mean, because I'm gonna get like, I feel like it boils down to an argument in semantics, you know, like, because I'm gonna go, well, what do you consider proof? You know what I mean? Like, if I were to have a conversation with her about it, it'd be a question of what each of our definitions of proof is, because that's where I'm at here. No. Turtle Boy had nothing to do with that. It was me. That was me. I was the one. People were like, oh, Lana from Truth and Transparency. And I was always going, ugh. I was always the one moaning and groaning about that, because I know her history. Now I don't know, because I've heard Turtle Boy just be like, I don't even know who that lady is. Whatever, blah blah blah. Turtle Boy didn't push. Turtle Boy had nothing to do with her being pushed out if she was pushed out. People just shit like this is what I'm talking about. There's no sense of accountability. Like if she's mad about that, then she's mad about nothing. Because if people were like, no, we're good on you, truth and transparency, we're good on you, it's because they did research and found out her history and was like, nope, we don't need that. We take this too seriously. We don't need a whole bunch of fucking crazy conspiracy theories being fucking spun around and thrown around. We don't need that shit. We're trying to get to the truth here. We're not just, this isn't just a hobby for us. It's not just content. We're actually trying to get to the bottom of something because it could help exonerate. It at one point could help exonerate an innocent woman, but it could still help exonerate an innocent independent journalist. And that's very important. But at the same time, the overall goes without saying reason is to get justice for John O'Keefe, to find out who actually did this. And when the waters are muddied with a whole bunch of crazy conspiracy theories with nothing to back them up, you do think you gotta do things the way law enforcement would do it, man. It's the only way. The way law enforcement is expected to do it. The way that a DA who's responsible for prosecuting a case ethically would do it, which is to eliminate all possibilities. The way that we get to the truth is to eliminate the crazy, to eliminate the stuff that's just not true. And the way we do that is to eliminate the stuff that doesn't have any proof to back it up. That's how we get to the truth. And throwing around baseless things and calling it proof when it's not proof muddies the waters, makes it harder to actually get to the truth, makes it harder to focus on the things where the proof could be. Where you look at something and if you see that there's no proof behind it, you move on and you look at the next thing. You don't latch onto it because you want to believe that it's proof. That's crazy. That's not healthy. Burn Bright Karen, thank you so much. Nothing discussed by Lana or Sam accounts for the temperature of the phone. That's the overriding argument to what was presented. They can't just ignore the temperature data. Agreed. There's a lot of factors that they didn't factor in here. There's a lot of things. That was just some simple, oh shit, let's fucking drop a bomb for views. I mean, what else could be the motive for that? All right, give me 1 second, guys. All right, folks, I am back. The phone lines are open. If anybody wants to call in. I mean, I could, Petty. I could do the Lana Petty. I mean, I'd rather save that for another night, though.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Will. It's Crazy Brazilian.
Crazy Brazilian lady. What's up?
Nothing much. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Beautiful weather. Nothing to complain about it.
Word.
So, I have a huge problem with Lana. Or Lana, whatever her name is.
You and a lot of people. Go ahead, though.
So, okay. First thing, she believes I don't know if it was a whole student college, those 4 kids.
Yeah.
The guy that killed those 4 kids.
Yeah,
She believes he's an innocent.
Oh, that Koberger's innocent? Right.
Yes. Yes. She went in that theory like for the longest time ever.
She said Chris Watts was innocent too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So a month ago, she went in this rant about Turtle Boy. She's against him.
Right.
And she noticed she lost a lot of people on going that route. And out of nowhere, she came with this theory about Lank has a phone, so she can get attention. And she got attention because everybody's giving her attention now. That's how I believe that she won her followers back.
I mean, I haven't paid attention to her growth or anything like that.
Oh no, she got hammered on Twitter about going against TB, going with her theory about TB and all that. She got hit on Twitter. She did.
Okay.
So that's how I see it, how she tried to get back. And then like maybe in November or October, she came with this thing that Matt McCabe is the one that did the search on Jane McCabe's phone, like the how long to die in code without Jane McCabe. Yes, I got him, and has the bell cow shit. I'm done with this woman. She's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people felt that way. Hold on. Let me look at something here. How do you spell her channel name? God, I still got this cough.
Truth and transparency. Truth and transparency.
But is it and or is it N or? Hold on.
I think it's and.
Let me look. Okay. Yeah, I got it. All right. Here we go. Yeah, no, she's up on subscribers.
No, I know.
Yeah, she's up a lot.
But because of this video that she just put it up, and people are going nuts.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I'm sorry, I don't buy that shit.
Oh, I don't either.
I
think it's absolute bullshit.
Yeah. If she came up with a theory, maybe Brian Albert gave to Kevin Albert John O'Keefe's phone. Maybe I would like have a little itch behind my ear, like, this kind of makes a little sense.
Well,
but how they got in touch with Lanka?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to understand what the fucking purpose would have been to take the phone. Nobody's asking that question. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like,
Yes.
she's jumping to this conclusion. There's nothing to actually indicate that he took the phone from 34 Fairview and then brought it back. There's nothing to actually indicate that, right? And
Exactly.
and
Yes.
then there's no motive as to why he would do that.
I agree with you. Lank is a shitty fuck dude.
Yeah, but
But why? Where is this come out?
yeah, why? Where is there any evidence that he took the phone off the property at 34 Fairview? There's no evidence.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No. Nothing. I'm telling you, real. This came up now. Why it's only come out now? Because she's been looking on this data
Right,
for
because
for
the
2
fucking
years in a row.
because the most talked about fucking legal team in the last fucking 30 years is now they just overlooked that. They missed that. Lana got it, but they missed it.
Okay, we
Come
have
on.
to see kind of a couple evidence. The defense missed the phone call Jen McCabe made it to her sister at 5:09 in the morning. They missed that. Plus, they missed the way Chris Albert grabbed Higgins' arm. They
Yeah.
missed that on the first trial.
That shit is hilarious.
So,
That
they
she
missed-
only has. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, she only has 8. That's so crazy. So Samantha, who took her video, who took her content, blew her up, has 41,000 views on her video, but the original video, the person, the architect behind this massive breakthrough theory, has only 8.5 thousand views on that video.
And I still don't believe that is 8,000 views on that because
No,
I believe
there is.
by robots.
No. She got 8,000 views. I'm sure.
Okay.
That's not a crazy number to have. You know, I might get 8,000 views with this video. I might. You know.
And you get 20,000 views on JFK. Sorry, I should not bring that up. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, but I don't know. Lana, whatever her name is, goes to this deep rabbit hole that doesn't make any sense. Sorry.
Yeah, Sam's making tons of money off of that. But
I know, and I
Lana's
love
not
Sam.
making shit.
I know, I love Sam. She come up with the good stuff, but this Lana thing, I don't.
Better found the call. Better found what call? What are you talking about? Sorry, I'm talking to somebody in the chat.
Barrow found the Jen McCabe's call to Nicole Albert.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what he found. He's the one that found that. At 5:09 in the morning. Do you think I know this case or what?
Yeah, right on. Good for you.
Okay, well, hope you have a good night.
We always love when you call, Crazy Brazilian lady. Thank you.
Love you too. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. She did. I can absolutely see that. I can't show it because I have the phone lines open, but she did get a
call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Well, it's Specially Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove. How are you?
I'm doing great. Specially Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, everybody.
Oh, it's good to talk to you and the antenna people.
Yeah, it's good to have you as always.
So yeah, I missed a lot of the show because I was out indicting people, but this Lana over here is what she claiming the phone was moved. But anybody that says Chris Watts is innocent, I tend to be apprehensive about believing in.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, he fucking pled guilty, dude. Like he he fucking pled guilty. They were like he admitted to disposing of their bodies. He admitted to everything. Like even before he admitted to disposing of their bodies before he even admitted to killing them.
Right. You know, I watched that case in real time unfold. Everything is literally on video. You can watch basically the whole thing.
Right.
And what's the alternative theory? That Cheyenne did it, or
there's so much discovery. Yeah, exactly. There's no alternative theory. Like what? But yeah, there's so much discovery, and this dude was such a fucking lying sack of shit. And it was all because he didn't have the balls to just leave his girlfriend or leave his wife, you know?
Yeah. Now, if we want to have a discussion about Nicole Kessinger being, that's a different story.
Now you're talking about my girlfriend, and I'm gonna have to stop you there, sir. Okay? Because not only is she innocent, but she's my baby. Okay?
Well, I hope that you guys have a fun time when you go out to the sand dunes there and do what were they doing, snowboarding with on the sand dunes. Remember that thing they did?
Sorry, I've been saying that shit for years just to fucking troll my chat. It still works.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like, oh God, no, Clara. Oh, it's so
my
gross.
God, I bet it incites the chat. Like I know what you do, like your little tricks. I'll keep them to myself, but one of them is pretty funny that everybody just like when you try to say certain things and you pretend like you don't know how it's pronounced. We'll just leave it at that. It's very funny, but I
have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
I mean, you are a man of advanced years, so I get that there's gonna be a little senility in the things that you say when you come up here. You're forgiven. Go on.
Yeah, I'm not all there. No,
you're not.
You know?
No, you're not.
But anyways, geez, it's been an interesting couple of days. The alleged victim, Alex, has come out and has said that he also has the same allegations as he does Ray against his brother. I mean, we're just learning of this.
Okay, so Ray's brother now did this stuff too, is what he's saying.
Yeah, yes, as of yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I need to know is the fact that Ray's GoFundMe isn't raising any money. That tells me everything I need.
You mean Alex's?
Or Alex's money, sorry. Alex's GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Excuse me. That's all I need to know. That's all anybody needs to know.
Right. I mean,
even the people who support him don't believe him.
Right, and also while you have him on your radio program, and you're trying to get money because this man has been displaced because of the awful stuff that he's been through. Although it's only been like a week and a half, suddenly this has all happened, and but they didn't even turn off their super chats and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the supporters are making tons of money off of Alex's victimhood, but the victim's not making anything. I wonder why that is.
Yeah,
because it's not about the victim; it's about hating Turtle Boy, and the proof is in the pudding.
Of course, and
proof is in the pudding, as Alex would say.
There you go, and he's a man of advanced words or something. I don't know.
Of advanced vocabulary.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll leave that alone for the moment, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so Rip Nan Winkle, that's her hero, and you figure she'd be out there fighting for him tooth and nail. I mean, it's her hero. I mean, she should be.
She should be. I don't know why she's not. I mean, I where's that cool 1K, bro? That cool 1K in the GoFundMe. You know, I mean, if that's her hero, to me that's worth 2 $500 super chats, but to the victim himself. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
if she's gonna dump all this money into the creators who are peddling the shit, then why not the actual victim? Why not show your support for the victim, man?
Why not give him one of your Bugattis or something you have, and let him live near the moat if he's your hero.
Right. Where is?
I mean, my heroes. A couple of them. Wow, I would, I would advocate for my heroes tooth and nail. But
I would too.
You know,
totally. Yeah.
But hey,
yeah, these morons who are pushing this are being every day exposed more and more for the shitbags that they are, for exploiting, for falsely accusing someone of a horrible crime, and for exploiting the entire idea of sexual assault and how disrespectful this is to real victims. It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, it really is, and the people are coming out now saying, "Let the professionals handle it." Let the professionals handle it. Like,
I mean,
the professionals should have been handling it in the first case if it was a real thing.
As your sister in the law, you would think that Nan Gallagher would understand the fact that there's not even close to a shred of amount of evidence that a DA would take to a jury in regards to this case. Like, based on the accusations, there's nothing. Like, it's his word against, and I mean, whose word against who? The criminals versus the family man?
Right. In the absence of any evidence about this whole thing, right? In the absence of any evidence, we don't know, right? But we have an allegation against somebody. So what's the next thing you go to? Next thing you go to is, how credible may they be? You look at one guy, you look at the other. What do we come up with? We come up with Ray, as far as I know, doesn't have any criminal history or allegations against him. And then we look at Alex, and he is felonious at best.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I'm not just going to come up here and talk mad crap about him, but, if that's all you have to work with, then you should probably defer to somebody who may not be telling the truth and has a bad history.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The fact is that you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube here. Like, this went way too far, and they're trying to walk it back, but they can't, and they know they can't, and so that's why they're not walking it back too hard, because they're trying to find a nice, easy way to walk all of this back. But the problem is that Nan has gone way too far with her comments against Ray. Jay Brill, JFK, all of those guys, fucking Young Jerks has, for fuck's sake. All of these guys have gone way too far with this shit. You know who said who has said the least? James Jackson. He has said the least.
James Jackson has said the least, and also on the show the other day, he actually pushed back a couple times on some of Randall's stupid crap. You know, so listen.
Yeah, I feel like James is saying, like, what are we doing here? You know, like
for about a month now. For about a month
how are
I've
they
been
not
feeling-
all how are they not all collectively going, hold on, what are we fucking doing here? Like, this has gone way too far. It's wild. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, they're too dug in. But my point is like a little while back, maybe 3 weeks or so, maybe a month, when James kind of wasn't around and he was kind of, you know, mending fences with people, and then he had his birthday thing and it all broke over. But everything was fine. No, you know, everything was fine, and then.
I mean, he's
you know,
he's coping through some trauma from being abused. So, 1 second here, I got to address this comment because it's a $20 super chat, and I actually have an answer for this. Bethany says, "I'm not saying I agree with this theory, but what if they put the phone in airplane mode? Because that would have came up in the data of the phone that they put it in airplane mode. That never came up. That's why. That's how we know it wasn't put in airplane mode." But thank you. I appreciate it.
There you go. Thanks for supporting the Will Blair Show.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, I think James knows, man. Like, you know, you can just tell. I think he's sick of it. That's just my opinion.
I don't know about all that. I just
I get burned. I get burned when I say this.
Realistically, what I'm gathering, and all jokes aside, I just don't think that he's on board with what's happening to Ray. I think he knows that it's too far, and he's trying to, like, you know, he's trying to, you know, be very careful with his involvement in it. I think that's what's happening right now. But I don't think that he feels any differently about his friends, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I always fall into this thing where like I like hope for the best. You know what I mean? like I do try to see the good in people, and then usually a few days later I get proved wrong. But
I agree that he's complicit. Sorry, people in the chat are kind of mistaking me for defending James in all of this. I'm just making an observation that he doesn't seem to be with it. But even though he said the least out of everybody, he's still said enough. He's done enough.
Right. And I'm just talking about like the vibe I get from him. Like the vibe I get from him is that he's not on board with it.
And that's what sucks is I still get a positive vibe off of James. I still do. If I talk to James, I still get a positive vibe from him. But, you know, that's what sucks about it. That's what sucks about it.
Right.
Randy, no. Randy's a shitbag who is completely and totally self-serving and self-interested, and that's it.
Randall the Vandal is a real is a real joker,
right?
And a real rascal. He's a real rascal, that one.
Yeah, I think he's just an empty soul. But James is, you know, I think he's just dealing with a lot, and he's not thinking of himself in the way that he probably should in a healthy manner. That's my personal observation.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't want to go there, but Jay Brills, good Lord. I mean,
dude, I love that.
Every time he speaks, the nation gets weaker.
Yeah, somebody in the chat was saying that now James is going to start doing dog walks in the morning. Good. If that inspires people to take their dog out and walk them and share that with their audience, right on. Like I had no idea that it would be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, taking a page out of Will Blair's.
I would never look at that as like, oh my God, copycats, blah blah blah. I would never do that. Like, go ahead and
no, man,
you know, that's a positive thing. Like, go out and touch grass. Absolutely, I recommend it. Let your dog try to chase some squirrels. It's fun. It's therapeutic.
You know, yeah. Short of bringing a guy into your sick game for alleging crazy stuff. I mean, other than that, if you have a YouTube channel, absolutely do your thing. I support the grift. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So James, yeah, go ahead. I mean, this other thing has gone too far, though. These guys are out of control.
Yeah, fucking Aiden has gone full fucking relapse, bro. I love it.
Yeah, he broke over, but yeah, he's missed a lot of time, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's he's releasing clips of his last live stream from last night, and it's funny. They're funny. That was a great stream last night.
Yeah, it was. Yep. Anyways, well, listen, we'll see what happens next.
Absolutely.
And I'll let some other people call in. So thanks for having me on your presentation there, Will Blair.
It's always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you. Especially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove.
Good night.
Good night.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Will, this is Sean from Tucson. How you doing, bud?
Sean from Tucson, man. What's up?
Hey, buddy. I ain't talked to you in a while, man. How you been doing, bud?
I've been doing fucking fantastic, my friend. No worse than anybody who's just been kicked in the ass with a frozen boot, sir. How are you?
That shit is something to get over, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just got back from Boston, right?
Yeah, I sure did.
How was it down there, bud?
Up there, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I had a nice time. I always do.
Do you remember how many drinks you had with Betterow?
I never know. I remember how many drinks I had with Betterow, but this time it wasn't that many. This time was more about.
I would love to sail I would love to sail with the captain and you and Betterow, bud.
Yeah, this last time it was more about dinner, and we caught up, and it was pleasant, and we kept it a pretty short night, but we still hung out, and but the time before that we got pretty inebriated and deep.
You know what? Who would have thought that years ago that you would meet a pronounced lawyer like Betterow and end up being such close with him, man, being friends and shit, man?
Never in my life.
Doesn't that blow your mind, man?
It totally does. 100% blows my mind. Never would have thought that I would have had I would be talking and having intellectual conversations with some of the most brilliant and celebrated minds in law right now. Never would have saw that coming.
And not only that, to top it all off, like the cherry on the sundae, look at how many people love you, dude.
Well, yeah, that's pretty wild, man.
That's humble. That's kind of humbling, isn't it, man?
It very much is. Yeah. I'm very grateful.
I think the last time we talked might have been around New Year's or before New Year's.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't remember which, but hey, I just want to tell you, bud, guess what? We signed a treaty with the Cactus Bastards, man.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're our friends now, dude. They're hanging out. They're smoking doobies with the rest of us.
Okay.
If they guard the compound, we don't cut them down. And guess what? They gave us a pet scorpion, man.
No shit.
We have our own pet scorpion.
It won't sting you?
Huh?
It won't sting you?
Well, the thing, you got to be careful with, his name is Herman, man.
Okay.
You got to be careful with Herman because...
What does he look
may
like?
Have a...
What kind of scorpion?
Huh?
Like a big scorpion, a little scorpion? Is he black? Is he what's he look like? What kind of scorpion is he?
No, he's kind of like a beige almost kind of like a beige yellowish little bastard, man.
Okay, a beige yellowish little bastard. Okay.
He can hide in the soilness, and you barely see him unless you know where he's at, man.
And okay, and he's cool. Like Herman's cool.
He's cool. He's cool. We feed him lizards and roaches. He has plenty of water and seems to like that, but I think he has a movement disorder, man.
He's got a what disorder?
A movement disorder, man. You okay there, dude?
Yeah, a movement disorder. Explain the movement disorder.
Well, he stung himself twice 2 days ago.
Stung himself.
And
he doesn't have an immunity.
Flopping around a lot.
He doesn't have an immunity to his own venom.
I don't know. That's why I'm thinking he has a movement disorder, because he flops around once in a while, and then he's okay. We feed him, and then he stung himself, and then he did it again an hour later. So I don't know what's going on. He might need some of the cactus vodka. It might help him smooth things out. I don't know.
Oh man, yeah. But you got the what is it? The cactus bastards that are guarding the compound now.
They are being our allies now, man.
Do they give you any tips? Have you asked the cactus bastard what's wrong with the pet that they gave you? And is it a movement disorder? Are they helping you?
It's kind of getting lost in translation, man. So I think we might have to get the ayahuasca out here, huh?
You're telling me you're having a hard time understanding the cacti? Yeah,
it's like they speak broken.
I can't imagine.
Broken humanoid. So you kind of got to flip back and forth between humanoid and cactus, and it's hard to learn their language. But the thing about it all is that last night we had javelinas on the compound, man. We had about 10 of them.
You had what on the compound? I'm sorry.
Have you ever heard of a javelina?
I have not. What is a javelina?
They kind of look like a wild boar or like a wild pig. They got the tusks on them and shit. They look like a wild pig. Okay. And they started fucking with our garden, man. I caught about 10 of them going down on a group of prickly pears that we have that we make our vodka from, because they like prickly pears, man. Okay. And that's how we make our vodka, you know. So, hey, next time I see them, they're going to get a face full of pepper spray, man.
I know a guy who went to war. I know a guy who went to war with prickly pears, and he had to eradicate the population. This is a true story, by the way.
They breed like nobody's business. They're quicker than rabbits, man.
Rest in peace, Barefoot Danny. But
Barefoot Danny, we never knew ye.
Barefoot Danny and Big Wayne had to eradicate the prickly pear population. This is a true story. It happened.
That's so sad. Where did that happen, man?
Oh, years and years
in the country.
Ago. It was the great eradication. Yes.
Well, you know, other than that, we just been making the pyramid a bunker or a home under the pyramid, man. But something's going on here in Tucson that's got me bothered, dude. Okay? You need to hear this. You might have heard about it. Have you heard of Nancy Guthrie, man?
Yeah.
Well, the Nancy Guthrie thing here in Tucson is bothering a lot of people. And the law enforcement here ain't doing shit about it, man.
Well, has law enforcement questioned the cactus bastards and seen what they've seen? They had to have seen something.
They ain't doing shit, man. They're too busy with their donut rituals and falling on their knuckles, man. They ain't doing shit, dude.
Wow.
I'm telling you, the sheriff Nanos or whoever the fuck he is, withholding evidence from the FBI, leaving having outside people come onto the property. Outside people get on the property. It's a crime scene, and corruption is in every police department in every city. I guarantee you, man. Oh, man. Well, that's my tirade. I just want to say I love you.
Thank you, Bethany.
I love Clubber. I love your viewers, man, and I love Captain Morgan, man.
Man, I'm really glad that you and the Cactus Bastards managed to come up with a treaty and find peace and live in harmony. That means the world to me. That gives the world hope. Because if you guys can do it, then the Republicans and the Democrats can do it. Get rid of these pedophile bastards. You know what I mean?
You know, they need to get rid of politics altogether and work on the basic good of humanity, man. You know what I'm saying? Politics is bullshit, man. Because all politics does is divides people, gets them distracted, while all the shady, evil shit is going on underneath, man. You know, if the world was based on operating with love and caring about humanity, we wouldn't have the problems we got, man.
Totally.
That's what the Flower Children was trying to do back in the 60s.
They were
man.
trying to tell us, dude. They were trying to tell us, man, like make love, not war, bro.
Make love, not war. Make music, not screams, man. Screamo ain't shit, man. If you can make music, you can make love.
Exactly.
War, what is it good
That's
for?
what music
Nothing,
is.
man.
Music is making love without the sex, bro.
Hey, that's the best kind of love there is, man.
I don't know.
Sex just gets to...
I don't know. That's
now,
debatable.
wait a minute.
That's debatable.
Sex is good, man. Fucking is good, man. Fucking is good. But fucking is just fucking unless love is there.
Totally
when it's
agree.
love, it's more than just fucking, right?
Totally agree, bro. Totally.
So there you go, bro.
There you go.
Hey,
man.
Will, I miss you, brother, and I miss talking to you, but never give up on what you're doing. You are a success, and you are making a difference in a lot of people's lives, man. I'm telling you.
Well, you're making a lot of difference in those same people's lives right now, Sean from Tucson. You inspired.
I can only be me, man.
You inspired them, man. Like, dude, you got Herman the Scorpion. That was a gift from your arch enemies that were the Cactus Bastards that are now your friends, dude.
And we can share the Black Pyramid with everybody.
Exactly. The Black Pyramid is there for everybody now, bro.
Hey, it's there for you too, Will. We got an honorary seat in the bunker with your name on it, man.
Hell yeah, man. Hell
okay. I got to go tend to the prickly pears, but I love you and keep doing what you're doing, and we'll talk next time, bro.
All right, bro. Have a good one, man.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Sean from Tucson, everybody. All right, got time for one more call. One more call. Here we go. You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Will, it's Angie.
Hi, Angie.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. So JFK and them are trying to come after my channel now.
Oh, no. What's the name of your channel?
Yeah. It's just Angie M1984. I just do clips.
Okay.
Like the 9 times out of 10, the clips that you see on like Rat House, they're from me.
Oh, okay. How are they trying to come after you? What are they doing?
Because I clip some of their stuff.
Well, no, I didn't say why. I'm saying how. What are they doing?
Oh, he said on his show that he's got somebody working on coming, like, copyright strike me, so I made it private.
No, well, you did exactly
before
what
they
you wanted
could.
to do. You can absolutely do that. You just have to add commentary to it. Like, you can clip the pieces, but you've got to add stuff to it, like texting, like text or little emojis or whatever the fuck, and maybe speed up the volume a little bit, maybe. Or you can absolutely do that. It's fair use. You can do that. You can make parody out of it. You can clip their shit and make parody. It's perfectly legal. They can't do shit about it. Don't let them intimidate you into silence.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just doing it for fun anyway, so it's not like maybe I might go live at some point, but right now it's just because I like watching YouTube. So, but other than that, I find it very disturbing what they've been doing because I am a survivor of what Alex is claiming to be a victim of.
I'm sorry to hear
and I find, like, I know a lot of people have been saying this, but it takes away from actual victims.
Yeah.
Now, if it happened to him and it wasn't Ray and it was somebody else, but he's mad at Ray and he's trying to throw him under the bus,
that's somebody out there.
Either.
Yeah, that's somebody out there that's still victimizing people. You know?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't like, and I part of me wants to feel bad for James, but at the same time, like, I went back and watched it again and I'm like, something doesn't feel right here, because the way he was like, "Oh, Ray, who's this?" It's like,
oh, he was totally part of that shit for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, at the same time, I mean, I suspect that James is a victim of terrible abuse from at the hands of Randy. I suspect it.
Yeah, I think, like, he's trying to hold James back. Like, James was finally getting on his feet and having his own show and his own, like, live streams and everything. And, like, I don't think JFK liked that too much.
Yeah, no, he's got to be the top dog. He's got to keep everybody right behind him. That's
Yeah.
I've known guys like him my whole life. I know exactly the type of guy he is. Pathetic, really.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But it's gotten me into watching Ray's show again.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and Ray, man, Ray's awesome, dude. Like, you know, the thing about Ray, he's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people don't like that he's, you know, he plays a lot of the same clips over and over again, some blah, 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 stuff like that. They nitpick about stuff like that, but he speaks from the heart, you know, and he makes a lot of sense and he's very insightful. You know, and it just may not be, you know, it may not be the delivery that you're used to, but it's still, there's still a lot of heart behind what Ray says, and I enjoy his channel.
yeah. And Andrea is just gold.
Yeah, she's fun.
I love Andrea. She was like, and watching JFK and them, like, when she said that, like, Aiden could say that word, I'm like, well, okay then.
Yeah, man, she gave him the card.
Yeah. Like, I have a couple of, like,
I've gotten the card several times, but I very, very rarely ever use it. If I do, it's just I keep it in context. You know,
right.
You know, I personally don't like the word. I choose not to use it, but I support anyone's right to use it. You know, even if I don't like it, and even if it makes me mad, you know, it's still their right to use it. You know,
right. Yeah, I had a bad experience with the hard R, and, like, I was like, yeah, I'm never using that word, even with the soft, but with the A, no.
Yeah, and I mean, like she said, you know, singing along to a song, like I know people say it, it's like whatever, it's just a fucking word, you know. Like, she looks at it in terms of, like, I'm just not going to let it bother me, you know. Like, it just
right,
use it, you know, the way I see it is it's however you use the word is how I'm going to look at you from now on, you know what I mean? And that's just, and that makes perfect sense, you know what I mean? But, you know, me personally, I don't like the word, you know, but I grew up in a place during a time where it was just used generally as saying, you know, buddy or homie or, you know, friend, you know, like it was used in that context very freely amongst everyone I knew. It was just how it was, but there was never any racism or hatred or any even bigotry that would take place.
Right.
You know?
Right. Okay, I have a favor to ask since they're bothering me. I don't know if you've heard them in the background, but do you mind saying hi to my 5-year-old real quick?
Okay.
Hang on.
What's your
Come
name?
here. Her name's Aria.
Okay.
Say hi. Hello.
Aria. Hi, Aria. Go to bed.
We got. They're waiting for dinner.
Like Grandma got some, Daddy got some toys for us, like Grandma's toys.
Okay, right on.
Mommy.
Okay, say bye.
Bye, Aria.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go in case other people want to call, but you have a good week, sir, and I'll talk to you later.
You too. All right, Angie. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, folks. That's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Guys, you guys are absolutely fantastic. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all the support. That means the world to me. Let me see. I don't want to miss any Venmos or Cash Apps if I got them. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love you guys very much. Remember, it only takes a second to stay safe, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.
Watch out!
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school just like their neighbors and come back to a real home, a supervised home, right in the neighborhood where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.